Most people know that oxygen is vital to earthly life. What would we do if we lost oxygen for 5 seconds? Would we just hold our breath? Well, 5 seconds is not a much time. Most of us can hold our breath for 30 seconds. So 5 seconds would be short time that we won't even notice. Then do you think everything goes fine? What about other stuff? Let's see what happens if oxygen vanishes for 5 seconds. Everyone at the beach would get sunburns. We all know that ozone layer acts as a filter for the shorter wavelength and highly hazardous ultraviolet radiation from the sun, thus protecting life on Earth. Ozone is molecular oxygen which blocks the majority of UV light. So think if oxygen vanishes for some time, then what next? People will almost toast by burns. In daytime, sky would get darker. Yes, you heard it correct. The blue color of sky is because of light scattering. In the absence of oxygen, with fewer particles in the atmosphere to scatter blue light, the sky would get bit blacker. Every internal combustion engine would stop. All the vehicles except electric and hybrid ones will stop running. This means that every airplane taking off from a runway would likely crash to the ground, while planes in flight could glide for some time. All pieces of untreated metal would instantly spot weld to another. This is one of the major interesting fact. The reason metals don't weld on contact is they are coated in a layer of oxidation. So in vacuum conditions, metal welds without any intermediate liquid phase. So try to imagine a world with all metals welded. That's horrible, right? Everyone's inner ear would explode. We would lose about 21% of the air pressure in an instant, which is equivalent to 2000 meters underwater. And humans don't have enough time to adapt to this. So your eardrums would instantly rupture. Every building made of concrete would turn to dust. Oxygen is an important binder in concrete structures, and without it, the components do not hold their rigidity. Therefore, almost all superstructures and anything made of concrete would turn to dust. Every living cell would explode in haze of hydrogen gas. Water contains 1/3 oxygen and remaining hydrogen. Without oxygen, the hydrogen turns into gaseous states and expands in volume, and the result will be unexpected. The ocean would evaporate and bleed into space. As oxygen disappears from the oceans, water, the hydrogen content becomes an unbound free gas. Hydrogen gas, being the lightest, will rise to the upper troposphere and slowly bleed into the space through atmospheric escape. Everything above ground would immediately go into freefall. As oxygen makes up 45% of the Earth's crust and mantle, there is suddenly a lot less stuff beneath your feet to hold up everything. So Earth's crust would swallow itself in the absence of oxygen. But this is not likely to happen. So take a deep breath of 21% oxygen and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.